Here's the left-hand part we just started to go over the other day. Okay, so I'm going to play it, and then we'll break it down. So again, your left hand's going out of the frame, but it's just an octave lower than these two. We'll get over that. Okay, so first, your left hand is going to be alternating between this is called a D minor chord, and it's starting with the D, and then following every other finger pattern. So again, so you, instead of holding your fingers here and pressing from your fingers, you keep the shape. Remember this. Pick it up slightly. It's a combination, okay? So you're going to be doing this one. Sometimes you'll be doing these first two, okay? So I'm just isolating. So you keep your hand in that shape, but you focus on these two. And see how I'm keeping sort of like a C shape. So not so much from the top, but see how they're sort of the natural shape. Just an extension of like where your hands already are, and then just a little bit more tension on to keep that shape so that you can press them down. Okay, so we don't want to flatten them. We don't want to go, up like that. Just sort of like they're as natural as possible from where your normal hand position. Whoops, these two. Okay, so you notice compared to where you were. There, it's these two now. The top two, right? And sometimes you're going to just do these two. Okay, so that's really all your left hand is doing, except at the very end when you're just these two. And then, but that would be an octave lower, all right? The same position, an octave lower. Okay. So there's another thing that happens. You press down, and when this part, okay, so you want to make sure you're all landing, so that boom, right? So instead of this, or we're not doing that, we're going to work your hands together. Okay, so you're going to hold it down. So notice the whole time I'm doing the ba 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 ba. Your left hand is still on the chord like this. Okay? So that's your first move. Okay. Now, the next one, you're going to do two. You notice how I, instead of a lazy drop and come back up, it's a, but don't worry so much about that. Just, you'll just be doing 1, 2, like that. So notice where that happens compared to what the right hand is doing. So 1, 2, okay. So now this one happens, and then that. So it's 1, 2, 3, rather than together. Okay. So let's and then 1, 2, 3. And again, you're holding that down while you're holding. So you can just practice doing that just to get the feel. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so this one we're separate, and this one we're together. Okay, so let's do that again. Okay. practice that a few times. Now this is where we're going to do this one and then this. Okay, so it's when we do this pattern, we do those two, and then when we do this one, it's okay. It may take a little getting used to. Just take it all very slow. So it's, and again, they're hitting them together, and then you're holding it down the whole time that you're, see that? And then the same thing here. Okay. So that all together. And then the next part is the same. And then here we do the full chord. Okay? So it's all right. Next part, left hand's got an easy job. The whole time, notice the whole time that right hand is doing its thing, just sits there. Same thing when you go up here. Okay, so yeah, just remind your left hand to stay down. A lot of times your hands want to do things together, but we are holding, let's press them together, and then same thing. Now, depending on your keyboard, you even if you're holding, you might not hear the sound sustained, but just keep it held down. All right, and then the next part is almost exactly the same as the first. Same. This is the same. This is the same. Same. And then same. And then for this, we do this, and then we do one by itself, and then we move our hand down to just these two, but we move it down an octave, and we go. Okay, so again, that, whole thing's going to take a little getting used to. Just don't worry, do what you can. And that's for this whole thing as well. So, if anything's not clear or too fast, let me know. All right, good luck.